Hello everyone. Welcome back to Intellectual Bookshelf, a channel that shares knowledge and fosters comprehensive personal development through valuable books. Following our previous video, everything starts from the heart will ends in the heart.
From the last book of Japan's business tycoon, the master of life philosophy, Mr. Inamori Kazuo. Many of you have given positive feedback and started reading, as well as learning many insightful things from this revered deceased entrepreneur. Today, Intellectual Bookshelf will continue to share the essence of another best-selling book, carrying even more significant influence, titled, The Way of Living from Ordinary to Extraordinary. Why do I want to share this book? Although it bears the title of a bestseller, it is not falsely gratifying like some other best-selling books. Its aim isn't solely to satisfy readers. This book doesn't try to guess what you want to hear, instead, from start to finish, we will feel the sincere honesty when reading it. This sincerity is shared from the author's heart and soul concerning how we should live as humans. Prosper materially yet not leave our souls empty. It is about achieving success without forfeiting freedom or distorting our character. For someone who has achieved remarkable career success and is also a master of philosophy, dedicated to righteous thoughts and actions, what is the meaning of his life? Can we learn something novel and beneficial from his philosophy of life, as well as gain more inspiration for our own lives? These are the reasons why I want to create content about this book. Now, please join me in listening to the content shared today. 2 Life Formulas. Direct life. In this life, what are we living for? To understand how one should live is the first, and also the most important thing, to clearly understand why we are living, for what purpose. For Inamori Kazuo, his life's purpose was not about striving to leave behind glory or fame through a celebrated career admired by others, but about how to make the soul purer, or put another way, to live in a manner that carries a more noble and beautiful soul. When facing death, he did not deny the desires to strive upwards, or the motivations to earn food, clothing, and wealth. However, these are limited to this lifetime. No matter how much you accumulate, status, reputation, or immense wealth, when your breath stops, you cannot carry it along. The only thing left on the last page of life, the thing that will never be lost, and will follow you into a new journey after death, that is your soul. Throughout the process from birth, the thing that changes the most is our soul. So when your soul becomes purer and more beautiful, it also means that's when you begin to realize the meaning of your life. When Inamori Kazuo wrote this book, he stopped business and shifted focus to practice Buddhist teachings. Hence, his thoughts on the meaning of life are deeply influenced by Buddhist ideology. According to him, people tend to overthink everything, leading to the emergence of all negative emotions such as worry, sadness, anger, irritation, disappointment, and depression. However, the essence of the matter is extremely simple: just follow certain principles and life philosophies, while truly striving diligently towards your original goal, and suddenly life becomes clear and bright. Tagore once said, "Life may only last a few decades, but it's not a dreamlike illusion, but has a deep, magnificent meaning worthy of praise." If you adhere to the truth of life, life will achieve immortality. What is that truth? Perhaps, just as Inamori Kazuo said at the beginning of the book, the meaning of life simply lies in 8 words. Enhance the mind, polish the soul. So, how can one sharpen one's soul? In essence, after finishing this book, you will see that all of its content, interwoven throughout, is summarized by 2 life formulas, which the author has spent a lifetime forging. He also wants to convey these 2 formulas to us as a guiding principle, helping you live in a way to enhance your mind and polish your soul. When your mind changes, your soul will be upgraded, and when both are achieved within this very process of improvement, you will Know what you need to do. From there, transforming those mundane days into a spectrum, full of the vibrant colors of the enthusiasm of self-love. So what are those two formulas? The first formula, personality aligns with innate character combined with philosophical thinking. This formula aims to enhance your temperament. If the innate character is a result of genetics, an element that is difficult or impossible to change, then philosophical thinking is an aspect that we can control. It gradually forms and evolves after we are born. This means that philosophical thinking can transform character and assist you in achieving a more noble personality. However, what is philosophical thinking, and how should it change? Inamori Kazuo, the author, believes that philosophical thinking means how to be human, what is righteous. It forms the basis to assess what you should or should not do. Throughout life, influenced by the living environment and early education, Inamori Kazuo acknowledges that the education we receive since childhood, such as not lying, not causing trouble to others, not being greedy, selfish, etc., are the simplest and fundamental philosophical thoughts. If we could rely on such simple philosophical thoughts to evaluate our lives and decide if we should do something or not, our lives would be much simpler. However, due to the influence of society, we often follow numerous trends and habits affected by the surrounding environment. For instance, we often hear many people responding to questions like this: why should we go to school? It's to find a good job. Why do we need to find a good job? It's to earn money. Why do we need to earn money? It's to build and support a family. Why create a family? It's to raise a well-behaved child. Life repeats in such a cycle. It may sound frightening, but it reflects how many people are pursuing societal living habits. You'll notice that when you strive to follow pre-existing directions without listening to yourself, you're gradually moving away from the philosophy of simplicity. Perhaps you'll veer off course and fail to develop your soul, your character. So, how specifically should we change our philosophical thinking? We will delve deeper into this in the following section. Next, we'll delve into the second life formula. This formula serves as a guiding principle associated with something that intertwines with over half of our lives, that is, our occupation, where our results are proportional to our human thought multiplied by our passion multiplied by our capability. Inamori Kazuo mentioned that a person's passion and capability may not be the same, but both are essential, and when combined, they contribute immensely. However, the mode of thinking can be positive or negative. When a person's mindset is negative, regardless of their passionate drive or strong capabilities, the likelihood of making mistakes or becoming negative in their work is considerably high. Hence, the most crucial factor determining life's outcomes is our thought process and cognition. Throughout history, consider Hitler, an individual with immense passion and capability, but whose erroneous mindset led to the greatest atrocities in human history. Inamori Kazuo greatly admires Fukuzawa Yukikai, depicted on Japan's 10,000 yen bill, the founder of Keio University, considered the father of modern education in Japan. Fukuzawa Yukikai once said, "A person needs a deep thinker's intellect, an honest and straightforward heart like a samurai warrior combined with the capability of an ordinary government official, plus the physical strength of a farmer, to truly become a talent." In the realm of business, Inamori Kazuo found that this perspective resonates closely with his second life formula. Having the right mindset combined with capability and enthusiasm are fundamental elements for an individual's or a business's success. Ultimately, from these two formulas, the most crucial factor requiring effort to achieve better results in both work and life is to change our way of thinking and expand philosophical perspectives. How specifically should we change? How do we self-cultivate? We'll continue exploring these in the following content. Imagine a vividly colorful future down to the smallest detail and live earnestly every day. If you visit bookstores, You might notice that the most prominently displayed books are the bestsellers, often featuring titles like The Secret. Many of us may be familiar with the law of attraction through this book, which suggests that if you desire something, you merely need to place an order with the universe by thinking about it, visualizing it, and believing it to be true. Consequently, countless individuals daily place orders to the universe, consistently contemplating their desires to become wealthy, skilled, attractive, own homes, cars, meet their ideal partners, and so forth. However, the truth is, the more you dwell on your desires, the more it demonstrates that you're lacking. Hence, the law of attraction isn't merely about daring to think, desire, or crave. Inamori Kazuo believes that the saying, "thoughts become things," in the law of attraction makes sense in that if you haven't even thought about it, how could it happen? However, to harness the universe's power, you must possess the ability to imagine and create beyond reality. That means envisioning a detailed and comprehensive future full of colors while dedicating all your passion to making it a reality. When Inamori Kazuo was creating exquisite ceramics, a researcher brought him a product, but upon seeing it, he stated that it wasn't right. The researcher said, "I'm the one who researched this. I understand all its features. Why do you say it's not okay?" Inamori Kazuo replied, "The color isn't right, it's different from what I imagined. The product I envisioned in my mind looked very bright, while yours appears too dim." You see, when an ordinary person thinks about something they desire, they often can only envision a general and rough outcome. Therefore, wherever we reach or stop in life often depends on the extent of our desires. If you genuinely yearn to accomplish something, you need to ask yourself whether you can imagine a colorful future down to the smallest detail like the author. At the same time, you should plan to execute it extremely seriously and with all your might. There's a great Japanese explorer named Mitsuru Oba, who walked from the North Pole to the South Pole. Inamori once invited him to lecture at the company. When he arrived, Inamori Kazuo warmly welcomed him, stating, "You're the most adventurous person I've ever seen." However, Mitsuru Oba replied, "No. Don't be mistaken. I'm not someone who takes risks. I greatly value my life and am quite cautious. So, before embarking from the North Pole to the South Pole, I wanted to do everything best. Only with meticulous preparation could I ensure the safest return." Do you see? We often think that an adventurer is someone who dares to take risks, just as a business person is someone who accepts risks. However, this isn't accurate. An entrepreneur isn't someone with a risk-taking nature, but someone adept at controlling risks. And the most beneficial factor of risk control lies in the ability to use the law of attraction by carefully thinking about every detail. In the corporate culture, Inamori Kazuo prefers employing ordinary people reaching an 80-point level. He believes that talented individuals often rely on their abilities, making them susceptible to arrogance. They often aspire to create a grand stage for themselves in the future without focusing much on improving the present. The author notes that among those he has known, no genuinely talented person has been able to accomplish something great. Therefore, Inamori Kazuo believes that only through serious attention to every detail, every task, and continuous improvement can dreams become a reality. In summary, the law of attraction isn't merely about thinking about what you desire and wholeheartedly trusting in the outcome. Instead, it's about understanding that to transform a true longing from within into reality, you must first dare to think, then imagine a detailed, colorful future. Finally, concentrate on improving the smallest things every day and execute them with all your dedication. Taking the first guiding principle. What is the first principle? Inamori Kazuo believes that before making decisions and solving problems, we must find the right starting point for ourselves. This starting point is your key life principle, also considered a life philosophy. It serves as a milestone to guide you back when you get lost, leading you toward the correct way of living. For example, when making decisions, Ask yourself if your life philosophy stems from showing off or genuine desires. Does it come from gains or losses, or from how others perceive you? There's a story during Japan's economic bubble when everyone advised Inamori Kazuo that with so much money, he should invest in buying houses immediately. However, the author pondered, what value does purchasing a house create? Does it bring added value to society? If not, the profits it yields won't be sustainable. Consequently, he chose not to buy. As a result, when Japan's economic bubble started to collapse, and real estate plummeted, he didn't suffer any losses. Meanwhile, a significant number of people were stuck for life due to unpayable mortgage debts. Therefore, maintaining a firm starting point is extremely important in life and work. So how do you identify your starting point? What is your first principle? Firstly, you need to simplify everything. Why do we make life increasingly complicated? The reason lies in having too many self-interested thoughts. Just by thinking about personal benefits, making decisions becomes extremely challenging. This viewpoint in his book, Heart, is further developed and extensively discussed. Everything starts and ends within the mind. He emphasizes that the secret to happiness and success begins with a mind that thinks for others. Inamori Kazuo believes that when you can abandon self-interest, your soul and spirit will break free from traffic jams on the flat road. Then upgraded, standing on overpasses where you can calmly observe the chaos below, enabling you to make the right decisions for life. The second thing, your starting point needs to begin with self-ignition. Inamori Kazuo states that in work, there are 3 types of people: those who don't ignite, those easily ignited, and those who self-ignite. The first type cannot ignite even if someone else sparks them. The second type easily ignites when someone else sparks them, while the third type can ignite without any external help. So, consider which type you belong to. The author advises that when deciding to act, awaken your proactive readiness and approach the work with all your enthusiasm. If you execute everything from this starting point, you won't think of working for others, but rather maximizing your own energy, thereby achieving long-term opportunities and development. Consider life as a process to refine the soul and enhance intelligence. Finally, the philosophy, living to confront the greatest contradictions of modern humanity. How can one earn a living without becoming empty? We've witnessed many successful people still living a painful life. Many believe that success and wealth require trading off much, like time, health, family, and more. But if life is so painful, why strive to make so much money? Conversely, should we give up pursuing wealth altogether? Inamori Kazuo advises that there is only one way to make our lives happier and resolve this contradiction. Consider your work or business as a process of spiritual cultivation. If your startup succeeds, that's wonderful. You can enjoy a better life and fulfill your responsibilities. However, if you don't make money, consider it an opportunity to improve your character and soul. When you view this journey as a process of self-cultivation, you'll find many meaningful things to do. The method to steadfastly pursue this path of self-cultivation involves implementing 6 progressive virtues that the author has distilled from a lifetime of experience. This practice begins with the principle of starting point, similar to what I previously analyzed: living and working with a compassionate heart, benefiting others, always doing good and thinking of others. The second virtue is humility, not arrogance. When you're kind, humble, and aware that what you do isn't solely for your own benefit, you naturally become modest and diminish the large ego within yourself. Without humility, you will make numerous mistakes. Arrogance hurts others, causes disputes over interests, and makes you uncomfortable around others. So, if you dislike someone, don't agree with someone, or still feel anger or sadness due to someone's reproach or criticism, ask yourself, am I being arrogant? Practicing humility is an important direction for shaping your character. Next, do not let emotions and worries dominate you. Along this path of self-cultivation, you'll find yourself overwhelmed with negative emotions, anxiety, pressure, misery, and more. In reality, most worries originate from ambition, expectations, and selfishness within yourself. When selfish thoughts, arrogance, and self-importance arise and become dominant, pain naturally accompanies us. Conversely, when you can diminish the self-importance of the ego, you may shed emotional troubles. Following that is the relentless effort, not less than anyone else. When your awareness does not stem from selfish desires. When your mind discards self-importance and becomes serene and tranquil, you might find yourself wanting to focus more on your own being. In this moment, strive diligently every day, pour all your passion, self-motivation, and effort into the work you are doing. But what does genuine diligence entail? Many believe diligence means being capable of enduring hardships and suffering. You might be willing to work early mornings, late nights, sacrifice sleep, or even forget to eat. This is often seen as diligence. Or enduring poverty, living in cramped, unsanitary, unsafe conditions, surviving on frugal meals, being frugal, and so on. This is considered endurance. But is this really true? Most people have a superficial understanding of what difficulty truly means. Poverty doesn't equate to hardship. Poverty is just that, being poor. Enduring hardship isn't about being able to tolerate poverty. You might think you can endure hardship, but in reality, you're merely tolerating physical pain. Physical pain is the easiest to bear, but the challenges of the mind, such as enduring loneliness, intense concentration, self-discipline, these are much more difficult. Even if you endure physical pain and poverty, you cannot change your fate. Just as Inamori Kazuo said, the essence of enduring hardship is the ability to focus on a specific goal for a prolonged period. Hence, we need to reconsider, what does genuine diligence truly mean, to avoid enduring hardship in vain? Genuine diligence, proper effort, entails self-mastery and persistence combined with profound thought. The author also advises us that true capability involves curbing desires and dedicating oneself entirely to work, foregoing instant pleasures derived from entertainment. Abandoning ineffective social interactions, renouncing meaningless consumption, that's genuine self-mastery. When you can resist temptation and embrace solitude, that's when you make a difference. Secondly, it's about enhancing your ability to deeply reflect. As a writer once said, most people can perform busy, repetitive, never-ending tasks as long as they have the means. The challenging part is diligent thinking. Without deep reflection, a physically diligent person who is lazy in thought often falls into perpetual difficulty and busyness. Therefore, as emphasized in this book, focused contemplation is the core factor for success in one's career. Lastly, you need perseverance. Only those who determine a specific field suitable for them and persistently pursue it can receive fate's gift. Alongside diligence, Inamori Kazuo also stresses the importance of daily self-examination. Self-assessment is to prevent arrogance, listen to others' evaluations with humility, and not let self-importance plunge you into a whirlwind of negative emotions. Lastly, the sixth principle, as long as you're alive, be grateful. Maintain sincerity and genuine appreciation for everything in your life. Why should we appreciate our current life? Because only when someone is truly content can they feel thankful. The greatest human pain is never feeling satisfied. Hence, by expressing gratitude, you nurture the ability to be content. The more content your heart, the less suffering you experience from desires, pride, and self-satisfaction. The more content you are, the more you'll understand how to help others. The more content, the more your character, mindset, and soul will be at peace and joyous. Living this way, the universe will present you with greater gifts. That's the law of attraction and how you elevate your soul, leading a fulfilling life as you aspire. Align with the flow of the universe's cause and effect. These are the lessons learned from this book. To conclude today's video, I'll stop at a Buddhist philosophy that the author deeply believes in. It is, live in harmony with the flow of the universe's cause and effect. Ancient Asians used to think, ordinary people fear consequences. But Buddhas don't worry about this because they emphasize self-cultivation. Avoiding wrongdoing, living contentedly, adhering to ethics and compassion are ways for us to focus and sow good seeds. Inamori Kazuo believes, the universe has a great will, which is to design a better world. Therefore, how we perceive our life as an ongoing process, continuously refining our soul and spirit, is living in harmony with the flow of the universe. We make the universe better by continually creating value, fostering thoughts that change society for the better. When all desires and selfishness within you are subdued, much of the suffering diminishes. Hopefully, we can all learn and apply the beautiful aspects of the respected entrepreneur Inamori Kazuo's way of life to add more vibrant colors, reducing the noisy cries in our own lives in this lifetime. Thank you for listening. If you found this video helpful, please share it with those who might need it. And don't forget to leave your thoughts or comments below. Give me a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and turn on the notification bell to catch my latest videos every week. Once again, sincere thanks to all of you. See you in the next upcoming videos.